guys, welcome back to our channel and thank you so much for joining again. Thank you guys. If you are new here, do not forget that you are watching the Anointed Village Boy. Please do not forget, subscribe below, alright? When you subscribe here, please like the video this way. All these things are before you. Please do that so that we can go to 25,000 at the end of December. My birth month is in December, is this December, and my birthday is towards the end. So please subscribe so we can be 25,000 and we keep moving. Thank you so much. So today's video, I want to talk about some universities in Austria. Alright, I want to give you a list of universities in Austria, and equally, there is something I want to talk with regards to visa application, and I equally want to touch on some of the tips you should know and prepare for before you start 2023. This is 2023 and you should be aware by now, or you should know where you want to go to. Do not sit and wait when it is April, May, June before you start struggling. No. You have to make a decision now if you are moving to Austria, if you are moving to Lithuania, if you are moving to Latvia, if you are going to Poland, if you are going to USA, Canada or Britain. Now, all these decisions you are going to be making, or the decision you are going to make, depends only on one thing: budget. How much do you have? Because this is the point. Nowadays, I realize that most of the times it is not the problem of tuition fee payment. It is the issue of the bank statement. So that is the reason I want to make this video, all right? When making decisions, understand that first, Austria, how much do you need to migrate to Austria? You need around 12,000 euros to be in your own personal bank account. All right. How much do you need to migrate to Norway? You need at least 13,000 US dollars to be in a blocked account. And now the Norwegian government is insisting that they have to implement tuition fee, and they are asking international students to wait for maybe results or what is going to be the outcome of this decision that is in parliament now. All right, for January. So if you are applying to Norway, you should be checking your university's website by January, because they are going to put it there if you are going to pay tuition fee or not, and how much is going to be it, if at all you are going to be paying. Now, decide if you are moving to the United States. Do you have money to pay for university? Are you going to apply for grad school and chase funding? Are you going to be applying for grad school and chase scholarship? These are the type of questions. Or are you going to be just apply for a normal program, and at the end of the day, you pay from your pocket, or you are going to be self-sponsoring? Do you have the money now to show for bank statement? Do you want to move to Canada? Are you going to apply for universities in Canada? Are you going to be chasing grad school to get funding? These are things you have to decide now, all right? And some of them you might have already decided long time ago, because if you want to study in grad school in US and Canada, you shouldn't be making the decision now. If you are making decision now, it should be against next year, not again this year, because from what I know and from the videos I've been producing, you have been watching, you should already know what grad school is all about, except that you want to apply for a university and pay from your pocket. Equally ask yourself, do you have the required 6,720 euros to move to Finland? Finland application is going to start this January, that is coming after Christmas or after New Year. On the 4th of January, Finland is starting. So these are questions you should have asked yourself long time ago. Or are you going to remain in Nigeria? Or are you going to remain in Cameroon or Ghana? These are questions you should have asked yourself, not now. Or if you are asking yourself these questions now, you should be ready for next year, not this year. Now, after you've made the decision, I think that looking at all the decisions, the most favorable conditions for me, all right, should be Norway, Germany, USA, and Austria. That is why I have chosen to talk about Austria, because I've been talking about USA and the other places. And the reason I'm talking about Austria is because most public universities in Austria will not charge you a tuition fee. All they need from you is 363 euros for most public universities, or 720 euros for other universities, or 1,400 euros for some universities that are a bit expensive, like the University of Innsbruck, or maybe 2,000 and above for most private universities, all right? I hope you understand. Now, if you have decided to go to Austria, you should understand that you have to start with the admissions first. Before you start with the admissions, make sure you check requirements to know what are the requirements, the documents you need. Basic documents you need to apply for universities in Austria include your high school certificates, all right, and of course your bachelor's degree certificate and a transcript. That is for Austrian universities. Then, if you are applying for PhD, of course, you need to submit a document to show that you actually have a master's degree as well. Now, when you apply with these universities, or for this when you apply for these programs in these universities, you also need to submit a copy of your curriculum vitae and a motivation letter. These are some of the documents that are needed, and I think with some private universities, most private universities, you will need to submit a copy of your curriculum vitae and sometimes even recommendation letters. It all matters. Some Austrian universities will ask you for an application fee, most of the times between 40 euros, 50 euros maximum. Okay, now when you get the admissions, you need to apply for visa. But before you even get the admission, some schools will ask you for documents. Now, some of these documents may include your high school documents, and of course, I already explained most of them. Then some universities will say that you need to legalize these documents before you submit it. All right, legalization means that your documents have to go through verification at the level of the VFS offices, all right, which are working in accordance with the Austrian embassy. Then at the end of the day, they get the Austrian embassy stamp, and all this entails money. So that is why I said early plan is good, all right, because at the end of the day, if you want to now, like, let's say you want to legalize your documents before you send to the university, because some universities will ask you that. I have been receiving a lot of questions from international students regarding this legalization stuff, and I always encourage and advise international students to look for schools that don't require legalization at the initial stage. Schools that can ask you to legalize your documents and only apply for the visa. I have a lot of videos on the channel, and when the application is open, I am going to be bringing more videos so that you can follow these videos and apply to such schools. Equally, the program you want to apply for, is it going to be taught in English language at bachelor's or master's, or it's going to be taught in German at bachelor's and master's level? These are things you have to put into consideration. Most universities in Austria will teach you in English when it comes to master's degree programs, but I think 75% of schools in Austria will teach you only in the German language at the bachelor's level. Just very few schools will teach you, will have bachelor's degree programs that are offered in English language, and I have videos about them. I will update the videos as time goes by. All right, so you have to be thinking about all of these things to know what you are going in for, so that you do not apply for a university and at the end of the day they ask you to send legalized documents and you are not able to have money to do the legalization. All right, the verification and the legalization, because all this entails money. Like I explained to you, if you go to the embassy's website, you are going to find all the details and all the information available there on how you are going to do the legalization. Because before you even go and start paying for legalization fee, you have to first of all go through the Ministry of Education and Foreign Affairs for them to sign those documents and stamp them. So you have to be careful and vigilant, guys. Now, after you finish everything with the Austrian universities, the universities include the University of Vienna, Vienna Institute of Technology, you have the University of Innsbruck, you have Johann Kepler's University, all right, you have the University of Salzburg, the University of Graz, you have the University of Natural Resources and Management, Vienna University of Technology, Medical University in Vienna, all right, and a lot of them, there are a lot. Okay, then you equally have the Economics and Business University in Vienna. All right, this particular university have bachelor's programs. I think just one degree program. Last year was one. I don't know if this year they are going to add another one that you are going to study in bachelor's degree. All right, they don't need anything like verification before you get admissions. But if more students apply for the program, they are going to call you for an interview. I managed to secure admissions for students in this university, 4 of them, but none of them didn't pull through when it comes to the interview. The interview is usually somehow an online exam. It's usually not an easy task because sometimes it requires critical thinking, and some students may not have this at the initial stage. That's why I always encourage international students to apply early, so that even if you apply, you are like when you apply early, it's better, because if you apply late, by then schools will be closed and you will not have a lot of universities to apply. And maybe when you apply to such schools now, they will be asking for entrance examination, which is not going to be the best. I cannot advise an international student to go and take a university that will be asking for entrance examination, because I know what entrance examination, online exam, especially students that are facing such exams for the first time. Okay, so you should know all of these things. Now, when you get the admissions, all right, you may have to pay a deposit, but the deposit is usually not enough, because most schools in Austria are usually not expensive. Most of the times, maximum 363 euros per semester, or 720. All right, there are very few schools that will go above that amount, and mostly private universities. So I think after that, the money is not enough for you to pay. It's just little money. You can pay it very quickly. Then you apply for your study visa. Study visa to Austria is something that you have to go to the Abuja embassy, and booking an appointment is another thing. And again, legalizing documents is another thing. So you have to put this into consideration, all right, guys, before you start the process. Always plan. Now, when you get the admissions, after doing all of this, you have to apply for the visa, all right? It's also a step-by-step process, but when you succeed and get the visa appointment, I don't think it's going to be difficult again. So please always consider universities in Austria, because it is free, though the money for proof of funds is going to be big. But of course, remember, the proof of funds is not going to, the money is not going to leave your account till you arrive Austria and do your residence permit. All right, because you still need money in your account in Austria to do your residence permit. They need to see money in your account. All right, if you get the visa, you remove the money while you are in Nigeria. When you go to Austria, you will have problems, because the visa given to you is for 3 months. After it expires, you need to own a student residence permit, all right, in order to live for many more months or years in Austria. I hope this video is going to help you. Please remember that most universities, not most, some universities have bachelor's programs solely in the German language, or let me say another language. All right, you have to consider this, or put this into consideration before you start any application in any Austrian university. It is very important you put this into consideration. All right, again, understand that when you are going for visa interview, you need to go again with documents. The visa, the embassy website, all right, in Abuja is going to explain more to you. For those who ask me for how they can get study visa to Luxembourg, ask the Belgian embassy, and equally check the Belgian embassy's website. For those who are asking for visa application to Belgium, I will be bringing videos in the days ahead, so please stay connected. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe now, all right? When you subscribe, you are equally going to help us grow more or quickly. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you so much. For those who have been watching back-to-back videos here, thank you so much. I am only doing my possible best to bring in the information. Those sending me DMs in my Instagram, in my social media, please, when you send, be patient. I will come back to you. I'm equally so busy. I just squeeze out a little bit of time to make this video so they can help you, and I equally fit and at least pay my rents from there. All right, I hope this is going to help somebody. Till we meet again in another one, I remain the favorite and humble guy, the anointed village boy. Don't forget, the anointed village boy #1. Peace.